Hey guys, so today we're going to be starting a new series off. This series is going to be on underrated and overlooked monsters, units that I feel don't get the credit that they deserve, and this applies especially to the higher ranks and also for the even for lower ranks. These type of units that I'm going to be covering. I haven't figured out all the monsters I want to do. There is certainly a whole bunch of monsters that I want to do, but I haven't quite figured out all of them that I want to do. But in this series that I'm starting, I want to talk about monsters that are overlooked, and hopefully I have those monsters. If not, then I'll try my best to, cover it with other people's monsters that I can possibly use. Of course, I won't be able to cover it in arena or nothing, but I will be doing, in today's video, we'll be doing arena, and we'll be doing, just covering the monster in general. So before we get started, I just wanted to start, with a couple of updates and keep you guys up with current events on what's going on. I recently streamed, yesterday I streamed on Twitch, and you guys know I've told you guys before that I kind of decided to stray away from Twitch and just focus on YouTube, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. I really like YouTube because I'm able to have these videos that people are able to refer to later, and it's like with my ADHD and all, I'm unable to, put all my focus onto what I'm trying to talk about. But I did stream to help my friend yesterday, and it was crazy yesterday. We got I think it was 100 and something viewers within 10 minutes, and then everyone popped in, so I'm super grateful for all you guys dropping by that did watch the stream. And I really didn't expect that there would be such a huge turnout, and it was going crazy. So I did tell the people that were in the stream that I will try my best to maybe stream once a week, and that would be on maybe Fridays. But like I said, it was crazy, and it's I know it sounds like I'm whining. It's really hard for me to keep up. I have ADHD and I can't keep up with all the chat going all over the place. But for me, it was one of the most enjoyable streams. I also streamed on Rune Removal Day, and that was really enjoyable too. So if you guys want to check out my stream, I don't have an official schedule, but if you guys want to check it out, if anything, it'll be on a Friday, or maybe I don't even know. It's still up in the air. So if you just see me on Twitch, and go ahead and drop by, say hi. And also wanted to say that a lot of people have been getting in contact with me online, the chatting service Line, and a lot of people, I've been really enjoying it because I've been able to help people through Line. So I can't always promise that I'm gonna be able to answer your questions immediately. If you send me a Line message, I might not be able to just answer right then and there, but I promise that if you send me a message and you need help, I will look at it and I'll try my best to answer it as soon as possible, because like I said, I am busy. But if you guys want to reach me, my name online is the same as my IGN. It's Hypnotic Nick it's just Hypnotic Nick, HIPNOTYKNICK. It's the same as my in-game name. So if you guys want to check me out on there, feel free to send me a message, and then I'll just try and help you. I've gotten to help a couple people, and then I was really surprised yesterday. One of the guys that I talked to, I told him that I just wanted to help him online. He donated me $40, and I know that there's huge streamers out there that get way more, but for me that was such a big deal, because I never, this is not my job. I do not expect to get any kind of compensation for helping people. I just want to help people just to help them. So I'm really happy. Shout out to Lachode. His name is Lachode in game, and also JMac, and there's a whole bunch of people that were donating to me. J4 Shin, and yesterday it was crazy. That made my day. So just want to say, really happy that you guys came out, and you guys don't have to do that. I'm happy to just help you guys. All right. And that's about it for the announcements. And then after this Dragons run, we'll just get right into it. We'll start talking about our overlooked and underused monsters, and it'll be one monster for the day for whatever we're doing. Alright, so for the first for our first episode, we're going to be doing one of my all-time favorite monsters, and that is ANAVEL. So, fun story was when I first started, I think it was like one of my first streams ever. I was doing a stream, and then I think I just joined AV, and then people were all in my stream and everything, and then I had, when I checked the magical shop, there was a scroll inside, and then I opened the scroll. I bought the scroll and I opened it, and then I pulled ANAVEL, and it was crazy because I did it right on stream and everyone got to see it, and I was super stoked about it. And then I didn't know how to rune him, or I didn't know how to rune her. So I went over to, I think it was, I checked all the different guides on the internet and I couldn't find any. And then I went to this one site that, a lot of the older Summoner Resort players checked out, and it had Malphige and Wingsies on there. It was called summonerswarforum.net, and on there Malphige had posted a guide on how to rune ANAVEL at the time, and I think at that time the current build was attack HP on Violent Revenge. So what it allowed you to do is, because of this skill right here, it scales off of, you heal proportionate amount to your attack power, right? And then this skill scales off of your HP. So basically what he was trying to do was get the most attack and HP from your main stats, and then like if you had an attack rune, get HP subs from the rune, and then if you had an HP rune, get attack subs, and then it was I think it was double attack and HP or something like that. But that was what the build was at the time, and I tried it out, but I didn't really know that when I read the guide it was already outdated. And that already, it starts off with the first problem that ANAVEL has, and I really think that it's because she's such a versatile unit that people don't really know how to rune her. And it's not like one of those units like, let's say we have Sigmarus, right? We have Sigmarus here, and he's runed attack, crit damage, attack almost always. Maybe he might be speed, crit damage, attack, but ANAVEL, she has so many uses. I like to call her a jack of all trades in that she can do everything. She's like one of those monsters that she's not the very best at what she does at any one skill, but she is decent at everything, right? So she has nice base stats, she has nice HP pool. 10,710 isn't bad, but it ain't great. Her attack is decent. It's not Lucian high, right, or Tesher high, but it's decent. It's not too bad. Her defense is 659. Again, it's not like Vermos high or one of those monsters, but it's decently high, and she has a nice base speed of 105. So the thing is, at the time that I was reading that guide, it was different, because at the time we weren't in that speed meta. It was basically, I think at that time it was a tanky fire meta. So what you really wanted was HP and attack to be able to break through those tanky fire units, and everything was all about being a tank back then. And throughout, from that time to now, there's been several changes, and ANAVEL is one of those units that needs to be updated with whatever is going on right now, whatever is current. So at that time, she was kind of like this really hard-hitting support monster that could also deal a lot of damage, right? But now she's stepped back more into the support role, and when she adapts a certain role, she can be quite decent at whatever she's doing. So before we get into like rune builds and stuff, let's go in and check out her skills. So the first skill that she has it's called Help Me Teddy. Summons a teddy bear to attack the enemy. The attack is a 20% chance to forcibly put the enemy to sleep for one turn, and acquires another turn if the enemy falls asleep. So what this basically does is it has a 20% chance to proc another turn. Okay, because you have a 20% chance to put them to sleep, and if you put them to sleep, then you get another turn. So it's like a built-in violent proc. And then if you have violent, which also has, what is violent? It's like 22%. So essentially you're giving yourself more chance to proc violent with this skill. And why this helps is her other skill, this heal, which is on a 3-turn cooldown, and her third skill, which is on a 4-turn cooldown. If you just use one of these skills, then you have 3 turns to cooldown, and you use this skill, and you're in Violent, you're gonna proc again, right, a couple times, and then before you know it, your heal is back up again, and you can use that skill again. So this skill is really good. This is pretty much, I mean, I think this skill right here is the winning skill, but I think that coupled with this first skill is what makes her so good, right? So yeah, that's all I have to say about this skill. It's pretty good. It's gonna help you refresh your cooldowns, and this skill is what people are using ANAVEL for right now in the current meta. Because of the fact that she cleanses, we're in a meta where there's a lot of speed teams, right? And the way to counter those speed teams are quick dispellers like Juno, Praha, Tritons, and any of them equipped with either a speed lead or with a attack bar booster / speed booster like Kabila or Orion or Bernard. So what happens is you get dispelled by these type of defenses, and if you have like some sort of wombo combo with a nuker and two nukers, a galleon, and some sort of attack bar booster, you're gonna get screwed, because if they despair proc you, your whole team, your combo is messed up. Like say they stun your galleon, right? Then you don't have an attack bar or attack break, defense break. Sorry, you don't have a defense break, and then your nukers aren't gonna do crap. If you have your 2 nukers, one of them gets stunned, then you only get to do half the amount of damage that you expected to, and usually it's not enough to kill anybody. So with that said, when you have a unit like ANAVEL, she acts almost like a Tiana. She's not as good as Tiana, but the way that Tiana works is, aside from the attack bar boost and removing the enemies buffs, she can bring back your team, and I'll show you guys that later in an arena. But what she really allows you to do is, if your team gets stunned, then she can bring them back up with her cleanse, and then as long as she's moving first in your team, then the rest of your combo is going to move smoothly, right? So basically, and she also has like a small heal in there too. So what it comes down to is, if you end up in a one-on-one fight with someone, these 2 skills alone can save you. Like say there's been times where I've had my whole team cleared out, and then it's only me versus another, like a Bernard, right? Wind is going to beat my ANAVEL, but the fact that she can proc so much times with this skill and heal back up, and then remove all those effects like defense break and attack break, etc., that's what makes her so, you know, in a one-on-one situation, she can even pull it off against Steel Mars. She'll just sleep them, heal back up, armor break them, go ham on the first skill, and it's just gross. So that's one of the reasons why I use her, for, you know, that reason. And again, like I said, it does scale off of your attack power, but even when I had a whole bunch of attack power, it's not like the heal was huge. It was moderate. So I've chosen just to go with, you know, attack subs and whatnot. So again, that's basically it for this skill. And the third skill is going to be an AoE attack break that scales off your max HP. So it has a 30% chance to do it, but the defense break is for 3 turns, and 3 turns is huge. Like Galleon already has a huge attack break, right? Or defense, I keep saying attack break. It has a huge defense break of 2 turns, but with 3 turns, it kind of guarantees that if the opponent violent procs a couple times, you still have the armor break applied. And also, when you have this armor break applied through this skill, it's doing some damage. Sometimes it's not always what you want. You don't want to touch the enemy, but it is really nice to have this additional AoE attack break or defense break. There I go again. When you're attacking, like for my team, I use Galleon and her. If my Galleon is to miss, I'd like to have some sort of, you know, like a buffer, almost like she'll soften up the guys first. She'll armor break some of them if it doesn't land on everybody before Galleon, which kind of decreases the chances that he'll miss on everyone, you know what I mean? So I have her going first, so she pre-armor breaks people, and then Galleon will come in there and armor break, and then my nukers go. Sorry, I'm tired. But anyways, moving on, we're going to talk about different builds, and the builds that I've seen out there, like I told you before, there's Violent Revenge, which is double HP or double attack HP or double HP attack. Either one of those works depending on how you want to build her. And I've strayed away from that. My personal build is speed HP, and the reason for that is I like to use her for my team and my arena offense, and I don't have her as an all-star. She's not like the all-star player of my thing. She's not doing the huge damage, so I want her to survive, because if she can survive, then the rest of the team can also survive, and she's also the fastest in the team, so that you don't want her to be in the middle of your team when you have double nukers, because what happens is if you get stunned first and those guys miss their turn, if she heals and she cleanses them, they're not gonna get their turn back because it already passed. You want her to go first, and then because the dispeller is going to be quite fast, and it really needs to dispel the entire team or dispel her and another guy. And if she moves first, she's going to bring back the team and your combo's good to go, right? And I really feel that Violent is the set to go with her. I don't think there is any other way to go with her. I've seen Despair, and my buddy from Malicious, Mevrid, he uses a Despair Destroy, and the reason for that is there's so many multi-hits that she has with her skills, right? This one goes crazy, and then this one has like 3 hits, and he's opted for a different approach. He's doing something completely different. I think Despair is alright because she does have that AoE attack, and she does have a lot of opportunities to stun since she's getting so many turns. But for me personally, I like Violent because there's a lot of times where I can armor break them, or I can heal up and then armor break, or I can attack and heal and armor break and go into the first skill and attack. There's so many combinations you can have with ANAVEL. It's really crazy if you think about it. And she, like, if you look at her skills on the surface, it doesn't seem like it's much, but you really have to play around with her and see when she comes in really clutch. So I like, again, like I said, I like to have speed on 2 because I want her moving first, and I don't think there's any other build right now that should be running anything other than God, I'm tired. I don't think there's any other build that should be running speed over, I mean, anything other than speed on slot 2. And you can still go with speed, attack, HP. I've contemplated it, but I still do like speed, HP just because I want to make sure that she survives. And with this build or the speed, attack, HP, she's good for raids. The reason she's good for raids is because she has that cleanse that doesn't actually put a buff on your unit. It's not like Delphoy that puts immunity and then the boss is going to strip it and steal the get more buffs from your buffs, right? And then it's unlike, say, Lisa that doesn't actually heal. She has a little heal in there as well. So I'm so sorry. I'm really tired, but yeah, so you can also go speed, attack if you want her to be a player, or you can go speed, crit damage, attack if you want her to be some sort of huge nuker. But again, looking at her base stats, she's not the highest attack, and she doesn't have the highest multipliers for her skills. So I like, as her name says right there, or her identification says, support. She's more of a support unit than she is an all-star on the team. So let's just get into it. First off, let's do some farming. And when I first got ANAVEL, I didn't have Elsa back in the day, so I actually had her as my sole Paimon farmer. And back then, water units were few and far between. I didn't have a Theo for a long time. I don't even think Theo had his passive back then. But at the time, ANAVEL was considered like the best Paimon farmer, like the fastest Paimon farmer. And I don't think much people use Elsa, and I remember using her, and she just made my Faimon run so fast. She soloed it and she did it really fast. Of course, now I have Elsa and it's much slower. And I also had, you know, attack on it was like attack HP, so I was doing a lot more damage. But this just goes to show you that you can use her for Faimon farming. I wanted to showcase you guys her abilities in different aspects of the game, just so you guys can get a feel of what she does. So I think after this we'll go ahead and use her in raids. If I can find a public, I'll just do it real quick with a, let's see, we'll do like an R3 or something. I just want to find a quick public match. So I won't run any other cleansers but her, so you guys can see exactly what she's doing. Okay, so I'm going to take her out, and then I'm going to put in ANAVEL as my only cleanser, and then let's do something fun. Let's go ahead and use Miss Camilla here. And then, of course, I don't run R3 usually, but I just wanted to show you guys this is, you know, how she works. I'm just hopefully these guys start the match. When I first started doing R4, R5, I used to use ANAVEL a lot, but since my team is an attack-oriented team now, I'm more focused on getting more hits in with units such as, you know, Lisa and Hua. Those are more geared for me. So I'm gonna take her out again. I'm gonna take my Hua, leave Hua in. I'm gonna do ANAVEL next. And then I'm going to do a Camilla. Oh, someone recognized me. Hi, I'm recording. Oops, I don't know if you got that. This is going to be really quick. I hope these guys don't rely on me to be there, because I have to go after this. I want to show you guys some arena. But it's always really nice to go into channels or raid with people and then they recognize you. Hey guys, I'm recording right now, doing a showcase for underrated units. Will be done after this run. Okay, so back to the raids. I'm going to show you, hopefully some of my units get stunned and we can get ANAVEL to do some cleansing. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of debuffs on my units. I don't know if ANAVEL's gonna do the cleanse that I want her to do. Maybe she's just gonna stay stunned the whole time. But I did use her again as my sole cleanser, just to kind of give you guys a feel of what she can do as, you know, being a cleanser and being able to be used in raids. I have a couple of guildmates who use her as their only cleanser, and it's really nice that, you know, ANAVEL is so versatile. And there you go, see that cleanse. And a lot of people, they just overlook monsters because of the fact that they can't put out, you know, the amount of DPS as, say, like a Zyros or you know, sustain like a Camilla can. But in reality, sometimes you just have to take a look back and realize that there is probably a reason why that monster exists in the game and is rated as such. You know, like if a unit is a natural 5-star, there's probably a reason why they're a natural 5-star. They're not just putting it in there and making this unit hard to get because it's so bad. And it's really sad sometimes when you go to a public channel and you hear people tell others that, you know, they're natural 5-star that they pulled, and maybe it's their only natural 5-star, and they tell them that it sucks, and then they get discouraged. And I'm repeating some of the stuff that, you know, some of my viewers have said. Like, people told me to do this video, and shout out to them. That's why I started this series is because people were telling me, can you do a video on underrated units, because some people are getting discouraged, and it's, like I said, it's really sad to see people not appreciate the nat 5s they come. Maybe it's their one and only, like they'll never get another nat 5 in their lifetime. So hope these guys get something good. Okay, we got mana. Nice running with you guys. It's ANAVEL uploading in an hour. Alright, so that was the raiding. I think we did farming in Faimon, and the last part I want to show you is arena. Some of you guys have already seen this before, you guys have watched my channel, but I am going to show you guys some arena matches with it. So first off, like I said, I use 2 nukers, Galleon and ANAVEL, and then what I use is, so for this guy Fields, I am going to use my Tesher, and we're going to show you how ANAVEL goes. So this first team doesn't have a Dispel, but I wanted to show you these teams that have kind of burst damage in the beginning that are going to try and hit me. You see, like this. And I've taken quite a bit of damage, right? And here I hope he doesn't crit on my Tesher. Oops. Okay, so that was good. So I have 2 options here. Everyone else's attack bar is not full except for Orion, but Orion could go ham and maybe it boosts attack bar. But what I really want to show you is the fact that when people do burst damage in the beginning, you can use ANAVEL as a cleanser, right? So I can cleanse and cleanse and heal, and I kind of helped my units HP in case something goes crazy or some violent procs. I did violent proc, which is really nice, and this is the pre-armor break that I like to apply. So I got 2 guys. Now I'm only focused on having to armor break Orion and Ritesh, right? So we still didn't land it on Orion. That's a resistant Orion, but now we can clean up and just kill the rest of the team, which is really nice. So that took what, 2 turns or one turn of mine. I got a whole 1 turn from everybody. 3 units moved, or was it 4? Yeah, it was 4 units. That's my whole team moved once, and that's because ANAVEL is able to cleanse and I can pre-armor break. I'm gonna show you. Let's go with like this is a Dispel team, right? So with this team, I'm gonna go with a double Elsa, relieve the Chisoon. Even though it's water, or even though it's wind, we can still go with the water units. And what this team looks to do is there's double Dispellers, and Orion can remove 1, and then Chiwu can remove another, right? So Chiwu, oh come on, man. So there we go again. What would happen is Chiwu would try to stun everybody, and then I'd heal back up with this skill, and then we'd pre-armor break, but again we didn't land on anybody, which is unfortunate. And that's probably due to my lack of accuracy on my ANAVEL. That is not a stat that I prioritize because I'm not too concerned with landing that armor break on skill 3. I just really want her to have, maybe if possible it would be nice, but if not, then I'm fine with that. I'm really concerned about getting her HP, her defense, and her attack up, and also her speed. Okay, so is there any more Dispellers? Let's see. Okay, this is another Dispel team, right? So Praha, this is my buddy Legless from Epic Fail Alpha. And should we go with Tesher here? I'm scared that the Theomars is going to go crazy before I even get a chance to, deal any damage. But we'll do it with this one. I really want to see a Dispeller dispel my whole team, or, leave some... Okay, predicted future. Okay, anyways, let's just assume that everyone is stunned, right? Okay, Galleon is almost dead, and we have a whole bunch of debuffs. Let's say some of them are stunned because his Praha missed everything. All I do is I have ANAVEL going first. I heal up my team. Everyone doesn't have any more debuffs on, and Galleon gets to move, and any of the units that were stunned get to move again. We're just going to push back Praha's attack bar a bit, and then we're going to finish off with Tesher. So this was my underrated showcase for ANAVEL. Again, one of my favorite units. Like, I'm not just saying this for the video. This is literally one of my favorite units. I love ANAVEL, and she was literally the reason I've been able to get, you know, G3 in the past. I use her in pretty much every arena offense. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I know it's kind of rusty. I haven't really figured out what I want to do with the series, and I didn't really have anything planned. I'm really just sitting here on my computer chair and I'm just rambling without any structure. But if there's anything that you'd like me to talk about, or if there's any units that you'd like me to cover, I'd definitely like to hear your guys' feedback. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.